Okay, we just saw Giannis's defense broken down. Again, he could be the MVP for the second straight year and the Defensive Player of the Year this season. Is this something that anyone expected he would be capable of doing? And he's only 23 years old.
I don't think when they draft, I don't think you can expect anybody to do this, period. Only 2 guys have ever won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year. He's a completely unprecedented player. It's like he scores in the paint like Shaq. He handles the ball like a point guard. He averages 6 or 7 assists a game. And like Kirk outlined in his piece, he blocks shots like a center. He is one of one, period.
When he was discovered in Athens in a small gym on the outskirts of town, Yorgos Panou, he was a former national team coach in Greece who became an agent. He called his American partner, Alex Saratsas, they work with Octagon, and said, I think we have a young Magic Johnson here. They saw him as a point guard. He was 150, 160 pounds, skinny, 6'7.5", 6'8", and the transformation his body made from even draft night in his draft through his first year went from the idea of maybe a point guard to a small forward closer to the draft to now where you could put him anywhere on the court. But there's not been a physical transformation.
Sure.
The skills were there. He is, to me, one of the most remarkable NBA draft stories ever.
What would be the next step for Giannis? I think we all talk about maybe the postseason or the playoffs, a little bit of a drop-off that we've seen over the last couple of seasons. But if there is one, what would you say it would be this year?
Yeah, he's been the most dominant player in the league, full stop, with the exception of 4 straight games against the Raptors when he was like 85 to 90%. He was still really good.
Yeah.
Like, people exaggerate, I think, the decline. But the focus this year has been on the 3, and he's shooting 4, 5, 6 a game, hitting 32%. To me, in the playoffs, the mid-range pull-up is more relevant for him. If he can sort of burrow into the spaces like Kawhi does and just hit those 14, 15-footers, just enough of them to give Milwaukee an alternate source of scoring, that's more exciting and more interesting to me than the 3. The 3s are nice. When he gets the 3s down, it's a wrap. But that's, for this season, for them to win, that's the more exciting shot.
Something that was exciting for you, and you didn't get to chime in on this, was the Harden v. Giannis.
Love it. Love it.
What's your take?
I think it's awesome. Like, Giannis took a shot at him. Giannis took a shot at James. James really wanted to win the MVP last year. He's not happy about that. James shot back. I think this is good for it appears real. It appears to have real edge, and they're both proud guys. I think it's great. It's just a shame that it's like a very small chance they would meet in the playoffs. But
the one thing that is really unique about Giannis is he does not see his peers as his friends. He sees these all of them as guys I'm competing against, and it's for a lot of people who remember a different generation, a different time in the NBA, he's a throwback in that way.
It was incredible sitting down with him because he's the ultimate competitor for sure. And we saw it last season when he won the MVP, and we actually might have found some great video of why Harden and Giannis have some of the problems they're having lately. Take a look from last year. Do you remember that? Does anyone remember?
The ball bounces right back to him. That's a hard shot.
So maybe it started on the court, it made its way into a couple of interviews, and hey, here we are. But either way you slice it, Giannis is obviously in the MVP running, and the Bucks right now, they have the best record since Thanksgiving. But guys, Oklahoma City has the 3rd best record since Thanksgiving, and I don't know if anyone expected that. Maybe the surprise team of the year. But what has fueled this for OKC?
Well, I think Chris Paul's leadership, his desire. He didn't go to Oklahoma City upset about the trade, that I'm not with a contender. He got in some of the best shape of his career. And I think, to me, if I had a vote on an award, a Coach of the Year award, Billy Donovan is my NBA Coach of the Year.
He's going to be in the running. I think I'd lean toward Nick Nurse right now. But look, the Thunder are 31-11 since they started 6-11. That's half a season of like elite play. That's not a fluke. This is a really, really good team. And what Sam Presti did to get Chris Paul and 2 picks for Russell Westbrook, to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Danilo Gallinari and a gazillion picks for Paul George, they are set up to, it's very unlikely considering the teams that owe them picks are good teams, but they're set up to potentially have a Celtics situation where they don't have to worry about the quality of their own pick because they own all of these other picks. Like, they can kind of ride this out for a little bit.
Potentially 14 or 15 first-round picks in like a 7-year window. It's unprecedented.
Yeah, it's impressive. 1.5 games behind the Rockets. I don't know if we drew that up. Did you predict that before the season on Lowe and Lowe? Is that what you said?
I said they would miss the playoffs.
All right. Well, hopefully, I'm waiting for another Woj and Lowe. Actually, just let me know in the next show.
It's coming.
Okay, it's coming?
Yeah.
That's your teaser.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN+.